So there are a lot of glum faces around Britain at the moment because earlier in the show, Susanna broke a lot of hearts by declaring that she would never get married. No. Well, our team has been doing some Cluedo-style sleuthing, and we found this tweet from Susanna on the 19th of May 2018. And you sent this after watching the romance of Meghan and Harry and their wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And you wrote, I may have just been converted to weddings. And if that wasn't enough, on the 21st of May, this is what you said on air.
I think it's converted me to weddings. I was a little bit...
What did you mean by that?
Well, it was beautiful, it was moving, it was powerful.
But did you mean that you might now get married?
Well, I think maybe if the opportunity presented itself.
Really?
Well, maybe.
You've always said you'd never get married.
I've always been a little bit phobic about them.
So Harry and Meghan have made you come over all weddingy?
All weddingy, yeah. Yeah, but I also said I'd never cut my hair. And look what happened there. So, who says money can't buy happiness? The hashtag #HowToMarryRich currently has 3.9 million views on TikTok, giving tips and hints on how to bag a wealthy
We moved on quite fast there, didn't we?
I know, because we're running out of time on the programme.
I know, but we were enjoying this. We wanted to know the truth.
Ah, yeah.
Yes or no?
No, never going to get married.
OK. But is it right to marry for money? Broadcaster Danielle Nichols says it's smart to marry someone who will give you financial security, and that it was part of the attraction of her footballer husband when they were dating. But businesswoman Caroline Stanbury says money shouldn't be a factor in choosing your partner.
Danny, let's talk to you first, because you're very honest about this. You say, yes, you married Dean for the money.
Well, yeah, because it sounds massively controversial, but if you're actually being honest about it, it's obviously going to be one of the factors. What interests me here is, as I was at the time a successful television presenter, and I was on ITV every day, I was earning good money, I had good prospects. If I'd have married a waster who wouldn't come off the dole, who's the money digger then? Who's the gold digger then? Because obviously he's marrying for money. So, you know, I think you've got to understand, as controversial as this appears at first glance, you've got to look at these things, you've got to look at people's prospects. It's not necessarily about how fat their bank account is. I mean, statistically, apparently it says that men who make a lot of money of their own money, not inherited money, can be quite risk takers, and so there's more chance of them actually losing the money. So at some point there's more chance of them going bankrupt. However, the point is, if someone's prepared to get up and get out of bed and they've got fight and drive, I find that really attractive. I find that sexy.
OK, Caroline, why is it not sexy when someone's got money?
It's not sexy. I'm just saying it shouldn't be the number one factor. I think she just said it right there. It's like, I'm not saying or advocating to go out and marry men that are on the dole and sit at home and do absolutely nothing. If you go to work, you want your husband to go to work. But I mean, I've never asked a man how much he's worth or what he earns, and nor do I care, because I earn my own money.
Danny, Dean was a footballer. You said that the money mattered. Then after you got together, he broke his leg. If he'd broken his leg on your first date, what would have happened?
Do you know, I make this joke a lot, but the truth was, he was at Bolton Wanderers at the time. They were about to go from the Championship to the Premiership, so he was about to quadruple his wages. And by this point, I was 6 months in, and I do make a joke that by that point, he'd made me fall in love with him, so I was trapped. Oh. I should have made a better choice.
Caroline, people marry for looks, they marry for a sense of humour. Why is money any different?
I just think that money doesn't make stability. I mean, you know, as you just pointed out before, I know a lot of people, I come from, you know, a sort of wealthy background, and I know tons of wealthy people who have made money, lost money, aren't stable because of money. So just because you've married into it doesn't mean that you're going to end up with it. I also say that unless the man is like literally signing it over and putting it in your bank account, it's not your money. Plenty of people get divorced and still walk away with absolutely nothing.
We have to leave it there.
You know,
and we have to bring that debate to a close.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Danny.